Hey everybody, Mike Fawcett, Senior Solution Architect with Qlik's Pre-Sales Organization. One of the demonstrations that I quite often do that gets a lot of attention is showing how you can see advanced insights using Qlik's Insight Bot. For example, as you can see on the screen right now, I've enabled the Qlik Insight Bot, and if I say show readmit rate, that will attach itself to a Clixsense application that is looking at patient admissions into a healthcare system, in this case, specifically at patients who have been readmitted into a healthcare system. So in that initial question, we are presented with the KPI, a chart, and the opportunity to be led into some other analysis based on time. However, we do not see the advanced insights yet. What we need to do with the Qlik Insight Bot is say insights on. So let me turn that on. And we will ask the same question after we click on advanced insights. And we will say show readmit rate. Great. As you can see, we're presented with the same information that was presented when insights were not enabled. The KPI, the line chart, the opportunity to go back into different, into the base Clixsense application. But here's the part that we're looking for, which is the advanced insights provided by the Qlik Insight Bot. What I really appreciate about this is that here obviously are the results, but here is what's driving the results. For example, the maximum rise on percentage basis was observed in January 2018, which is this value compared to the previous month. This could be due to a rise in readmit rate of these specific conditions by 7.2% compared to the previous month. I think that's fantastic information that the Qlik Insight Bot has actually pulled from Clixsense's associative data model and ultimately shows what's driving the results and not just the results themselves. So in this video, I'll show you how you can enable that in the Qlik Insight Bot. And if you're willing to hang in there, the second part of the video will actually show you how to create a Clixsense application for the Qlik Insight Bot. And then we'll configure the Qlik Insight Bot, or we'll train the Insight Bot for that Clixsense application. Let's go. So here we are in the Qlik Insight Bot Management Console, and as you can see, we have a list of the Clixsense applications that have been trained for the Insight Bot. We're going to enter the Population Health 2018 application, as this was the application that I had shown in the example when we were looking at the readmit rate for patients in this particular healthcare system. As we can see in this particular application, we have the list of the dimensions as well as the measures from the Qlik Sense application. Just as a reminder that those measures and those dimensions have to be master items from Qlik Sense. And then here's the important part in terms of how do we enable advanced insights in the Insight Bot. It's on the mapping screen. You'll recall that I had asked the question to the Insight Bot, show me the readmit rate. And here is the readmit rate measure. And here's where we associate the dimensions with that particular measure that we want the Insight Bot to evaluate and what could be driving the results of the readmit rate measure. As you can see, you have the opportunity to add multiple dimensions to the mapping. And so what, as me, let's say as an administrator would do, is I would think about this particular application and what would be normally driving the particular measure, and that could be certainly the dimension procedure or the dimension condition. And so that's where I would align that in the mapping screen. Once that's done, then you would go through the process to train the Insight Bot, and then once those questions are asked about that particular measure from the front end of the Insight Bot, the Insight Bot will consider these dimensions in what is driving that particular measure. Now that we've taken a look quickly at how do you train the Insight Bot for advanced insights, the next part of this video will actually show you an end-to-end process of creating a Clixsense application, quickly creating those master items, bringing that information into the Qlik Insight Bot Management Console, then training the Insight Bot, for providing the end user with those advanced insights. Let's do that now. So to start this end-to-end demonstration of creating a Qlik Sense application and then training the Insight Bot, I've already created a Qlik Sense application called International Apparel, and as you can see on the data model, it's a data model based on that particular organization's sales of products. In the sheet itself, I've already created a simple bar chart that shows the sales of the products by year and month. And as you can see, we have an increase in July 2017, and it would be interesting to understand from Advanced Insights what is driving that particular increase. As you can see, we have the master item selected. I've already created a master item for product. What's interesting here is that you can, of course, tag these master items, and these tags are important for the Insight Bot to understand when evaluating a natural language query that could be using these particular terms. Well, then these terms are associated with this particular dimension, or also similarly in the master item I created for sales, that the tag sales is associated with that particular master item. Once we've published the new Qlik Sense application, we can now switch to the Qlik Insight Bot to train the Insight Bot for that new application. The first step that we're going to do is click on Sync, and what Sync does is it will then look into the stream that we've pointed the Qlik Insight Bot to be aware of applications that we want to be trained for. After the sync process is complete, we can see that now the International Apparel application is available here for us to start to train the Insight Bot on. Our next step is to load the data for International Apparel by clicking on this button. You'll recall that in the application, we created two master items, one for product and sales, and essentially we are now loading items such as that into the Qlik Insight Bot. Once the loading is complete, we can now enter the next screen, which shows us our dimensions, our measures, mappings, and the rule engine for this particular application. As you can see, we have the master item that we created for product, as well as the two tags. We can continue to add more tags here if we would like. We can also take a look at the master item sales measure. We are going to, and this is an important part, is to assign a particular date field for this measure, similar to what we were looking at in the application on that bar chart, which was organized by year and month. It was actually organized by year and month on the order date, and so we're going to select that there. And again, you can see we have the opportunity to add more tags. As you saw in the introduction of this video, this is again the screen which is important for enabling advanced insights in the Qlik Insight Bot. The measure is already pre-populated, and now we are going to add product as the dimension that we would like the Insight Bot to consider for looking for advanced insights into what is driving this particular measure, and that is now complete. We're going to say save on this particular screen. And because we had made a change to the measure screen, we're going to save that one as well. And there was no changes to dimensions, but we'll just say save there as well. And we can now back up to the home screen of the Qlik Insight Bot and proceed with pushing this to the natural language understanding technology within the Insight Bot itself. Once the natural language unit or natural language understanding technology has been updated, our next step is to train the Insight Bot. So let's just go ahead and click on train and start that task now. So once the training of the Insight Bot is complete, let's go back to the Qlik Sense hub, and we'll open up the Insight Bot. And I'm going to type in show apps, and we'll see if the International Apparel application is here. It is, so let's just select that. And we will say, show me sales. So as you can see, we have the KPI is presented, the line chart, and also some of the additional opportunities to go back to the Qlik Sense application or do further analysis based on different times. We have not done what we did previously, though, was turn on insights, because that's what we want to see is the advanced insights. So let's say insights on, specifically the advanced insights, and show me sales. And this is exactly what we're looking for here, is in the advanced insights. The maximum peak in July 2017 could be due to this particular product, which performed above average by 25K. It further goes on to more insights within the sales data. So I hope you enjoyed or learned in this particular help video how to set up Qlik Sense applications and the Qlik Insight Bot to produce exactly what we're seeing here, which is the advanced insights from Insight Bot, which ultimately shows what's driving the results. Thank you very much.